you can see, I'm having chili today. Now, if you're looking at my thumbnail, you're probably thinking, man, it must really be cold up there in Canada. Well, let's just say it's a little bit chilly right now. It's not really cold, but I'm sure that's coming. Usually January, February, we get our really cold snaps, Right now it's not too bad, but it is getting cooler. There's no doubt about it. I made this chili on my cooking channel maybe a couple months ago, probably even less than that, and it turned out very well. I mean, my chili recipe is very good. I've kind of honed it, over the last few years. A lot of experimenting, that sort of thing, but I'm always very happy with it. And I thought I wanted to talk about my chili and the fact that the weather's getting chilly, but it's to be expected this time of year, Right now we're having a lot of fog. We don't get a lot of snow this time of year. It's highly unlikely we'll have a white Christmas. Last time we had a white Christmas was about 2 years ago, I think. Not last year, the year before, I think. But we get one every, maybe every 7 or 8 years, we get a white Christmas, maybe, very rarely. I got some herbs, sarsaparilla, white herb, I guess. I'm not sure that's his face on there, but and I got this at the deli, this cheese stick with a pepperoni in it. These are always very good. But I'm just gonna have a little taste of my chili here. Oh, and a couple butter tarts. Check out my cooking channel. I'll put a link below in my description box for my butter tarts and my chili. My butter tarts are always very good. I got an excellent recipe, very easy. I always make them for Christmas. They're a big Christmas thing up here in Canada. To describe them, they're kind of similar to a pecan pie. Same type of thing, it's sort of a pecan pie has a lot of corn syrup, I believe. Now there are butter tart recipes with corn syrup. This one doesn't have it. It's mostly just butter, eggs, brown sugar, that sort of thing. But it's kind of that consistency and that flavor of pecan pie, if I can describe it that way. I would say they're kind of like cousins. But getting back to the weather, it's funny. When Linda and I were in Greece last September, it was very hot there. Very, very hot. And the tour guide was saying, because you live in Canada, you're probably not used to it. And I said, well, no, it actually does get very hot there in the summer. I mean, I think most places on this planet get really hot during the summer. I'll admit our winters can be brutal. But in Fahrenheit, there's parts of British Columbia that easily reach 90, 100, and above that. And she just couldn't believe it. I said, oh yeah. But she thought I was pulling her leg. But I said, no, it can get very hot there in the summer. Now, as you know, I was born and raised in Saskatchewan. That's a prairie province. It's not the next province, but the province next to that. And the winters there are brutal. I mean, 40 below, so. Never gets that cold here. Not on the island. Maybe the interior of British Columbia and up north, places like Fort St. John or Prince George, But here on the island, we're 30 miles off the coast, so we're more likely to get a lot of rain. Actually, we're supposed to start getting some rain a couple days from now. But it's been quite foggy lately, very foggy. Now it's funny because a lot of people, when they come to visit from other provinces, will say, let's say we have relatives from Saskatoon come visit, they'll complain that it actually feels very cold here. That's because it's so damp. It's actually colder back there. I mean, they get temperatures of 40 below. We never get that here on the island. We get below zero, but not 40 below, not even close to that. But they'll complain how cold it is. I remember we had one relative, he was always going, that's because it's very damp, and it nice because you go outside and it's misty or foggy or rainy. We do get a lot of rain here, but then it's a rainforest. So that's to be expected, but that's why it's so green all the time. But yeah, so a lot of people complain about that it's actually colder. It feels colder. Okay, I can take a bite. I should have mic'd this first. Sometimes I like to mic them just to soften them up a bit. I just can't believe how fast Christmas comes along. You can see I got some of my Christmas lights here. I'm getting ready to do my Christmas special. I'll be doing that. I'll be coming out probably around, I'm going to time it for Christmas Eve, I think, or maybe the day before. I'm going to have to record a lot of videos at a time. I normally have a couple already lined up and recorded and uploaded, but Christmas can be a very busy time, very hectic. I'm cooking the big dinner again at my mom's place. We're expecting about a dozen people. I always buy one of those frozen stuffed butter balls. Now this is about 12.5 pounds, close to 13 pounds. According to the instructions, it'll take about 6 hours because you cook it from frozen, but it turns out beautiful. My chili is always, I wouldn't say it's really hot, but there's definitely some heat there. That's the way I like it. So, my butter tart video so far has been one of the most time consuming and most complex ones I've done. You probably wouldn't know it to watch it. But a lot of different camera angles. I actually did the pastry as well, right from scratch. So I did the pastry, so I could have bought frozen tart shells, but I wanted to make the pastry. But rolling everything out, got an overhead camera, one at the side. I actually used a third one. Mainly for taking still shots and stuff like that. But it sure is getting busy out there. Walmart is crazy and Costco is crazy. We went to Costco the other night. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was late afternoon. Before dinner, maybe 4:30. We were circling and circling, trying to find a parking spot. Wow. But we got one. I mean, there was more further away, but I was trying to get one a little bit closer. I was kind of sad to see that one of our burger joints is closed down. They opened in 2020. They're called Big Wheel Burger, a local franchise, or a local business anyway. I don't know if they franchise or not, but a local business from Victoria, I believe. And I did a video once using one of their burgers. Now they opened in 2020, the year of COVID. I remember I used to see they had like a small little restaurant, mostly takeout, but this is sit down for about, I don't know, maybe 8 people, 10 people. Very small. Maybe a dozen, I can't, anyways. So, anyways, they're closing down. I mean, they opened right during COVID, which is kind of unfortunate because it wasn't a good time to open. It wasn't a good time anybody back then. But they lasted 4 years, almost 5. But there used to be these major lineups. Now, of course, people had to line up outside anyways, but the fact there was always a lineup. So they were very, very popular for a long time. But I remember I went there the first time to try a burger, and all I got was a burger. No drink, no fries, nothing. Just a burger. It was $11. Well, it's kind of pricey, Now, I will admit, it was a good burger, thick, juicy, almost like a homemade patty, like a backyard barbecue type, burger. Nice big bun. And I thought that was kind of pricey. Now it's normal, And then when I did my video, I went there and I think if I got the burger, a big burger, and I think I got a drink and fries. But anyways, it was about $25, and I thought, wow, kind of expensive. So that may have had something to do with their undoing, I don't know. It's unfortunate because they're one of these businesses that really gives back to the community, and they source locally. But just weren't making enough money, I guess. Their location wasn't really the best, But, anyways. This chili is so good. A lot of people don't like hot, spicy food. I don't mind. I don't like it, so it's, killing me. One time in Mexico, I was having these omelets for breakfast, and they'd always ask me if I wanted peppers. I'd say, yeah, go for it. Well, I got a mouthful of peppers that were so hot, I couldn't breathe there for a few seconds. It kind of scared me. They were like really hot. So we're getting our tree in pretty soon. Don't want to get too early. If you get too early, it just turns brown. All the leaves fall, or the needles fall off. This is really good. Like I said, I wish I'd mic'd it just to sort of soften it up a bit. Still very easy to eat. My ex-wife used to make these all the time. So speaking of pecan pie, I'm thinking of doing a pecan pie for my cooking show. I haven't made one in a long time. Pecan pie. Well, you can buy it here, but I don't think it's as popular as it is down in the United States. But I like it. It is very rich, When I have pecan pie, it's a small piece. The other night we went to Linda's daughter's place for dinner a few weeks ago now, and she had a homemade tree last summer. Made applesauce, made apple pies, and apple crisp, whatever. And that apple pie, I'm telling you, I could eat a whole pie by myself. I love apple pie. Apple pie with like a really good pastry, you know. Wow. My buddy John and I, we go for lunch every 2 or 3 weeks. He does this more than I do for dessert. He'll have the apple pie and ice cream. Now, we both usually have the big lasagna, 2 garlic toast, great big thing. A couple times I've had pie and ice cream, but he'll have it, and it's just whew, very, very. I mean, it's so rich, all that ice cream and the pie there. It's a bought, I mean, it's not like a real homemade pie. I mean, I know how they're made. I worked in the industry for years. You get a big 5-gallon bucket full of, processed sliced apples. Scoop into a shell, put a lid on and bake it. It's not the same. Though it's funny, it's kind of very foggy today again. Then tonight I took Marcy for a walk out in the woods, and it was quite foggy. It's a nice ambiance when it's foggy. You can see like silhouettes kind of walking towards you, somebody else, or there's a certain calmness when it's foggy, Sometimes it's almost kind of eerie, but it's good for picture taking. I love taking pictures in the fog. Like trees can look so eerie, especially this time of year when a lot of like the maple trees don't have any leaves. The evergreens always look the same. Put a little bit of chili in there, see that? A lot of cheesy goodness. That's a nice drink. I mean, to me, it kind of tastes like root beer. I decided I better use a plastic spoon. Almost bought 2 of these. tea kettles. I always keep a whole lot of change in my car this time of year for that sort of thing. And I go to put, a few dimes and nickels in there and quarters in there, maybe $1 total. And I see a whole bunch of bills in there, 5s and 20s. But then I give what I can. I also give it at all of those. Like for instance, the other day, Linda and I were shopping. We went to 3 places. Walmart was one of them. Then a place called Canadian Tire, another place called London Drugs. And all 3 of them had somebody from the Salvation Army. And I put coins in all of them. So it adds up. I can't be putting 20s in all of them, Before I started this video, the maintenance guy was out the hallway vacuuming. I thought, oh no. That was delicious. That was very good. Maybe I'll move that over here. So, my butter tarts. Like I said, brown sugar, eggs, butter, raisins. You can put pecans in these or walnuts or whatever. But they're very, very tasty. You can pretty much buy them any time of year. When you buy them in the store, of course, it's the frozen tart shells that they use. But at Christmas time, these become more and more popular at Christmas time. When I was working, at Christmas time, we do hundreds of these. I have literally baked thousands of these tarts. Very sugary. You can't beat homemade pastry, you just can't beat it. The one thing about this video that I made, it's kind of a 2-for-1. So I show you how to make a pastry as well. And this recipe is foolproof. I've made butter tarts many different ways. There's probably dozens upon dozens of different recipes for butter tarts. Some call for corn syrup, some call for a little bit of cream and this and that. This is basically butter, eggs, brown sugar. See, that's about it, really, vanilla. used to put rum flavor, rum extract in my tarts when I was working. Not very much, just a little bit. But we used the frozen tart shells. Having the cooks roll out pastry and cut out tart shells was way too time consuming. You grab the tart shells, put them on a baking sheet, load them up, way to go. You know, with these type, you have to bake them in a muffin tin. Then you gotta wash all the muffin tins. It only made sense to use the frozen tart shells. Can you hear that sugar crunch? Now I've made these with walnuts and pecans and different things, even coconut. But where I worked at the nursing home for years, a lot of the residents couldn't chew walnuts and pecans and stuff, so even when they're chopped up, they were a bit of an issue. So the most I put in is raisins or currants or whatever. You just can't beat homemade pastry. I'm not sure what made me choose this. I think I just want something different. You know, bubbly is nice. I thought about hot chocolate. You know, I think for my Christmas video, I'll probably have eggnog or hot chocolate or something like that. There's a raisin. Well, I have to say, that was good. Absolutely delicious. Yeah, I got about 42 butter tarts for Christmas. I'll take about 20 to my mom's place on Christmas Eve. That's when I do the big dinner. And then Linda and I will have 20 for her side of the family. I think this Saturday we're going to be doing some whipped shortbread. Well, that looks like white herb on there. I guess. I've never really seen what it looks like, but it's herbs, sarsaparilla. Well, there it is, my friends. My Chilly Willy video. It's really not that cold out there. It's a little bit chilly, but